Hey, hey, Babylon Fantasy Football.
Hey, hey, we're back. Let's go. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Looks like we're lagging here a little bit, but I know Ryan and I were briefly mentioning the Vikings gross game last night. If you got to witness that awesome game, Ryan, any thoughts on the Vikes going forward? Or
They it is not looking good. Got to make a change probably at QB again. Um, and I mean, we just have a tough schedule going out, so we're probably going to be the worst team in the NFC North this year, unfortunately. And maybe we'll win a few of these home games here and there. But other than that, just hopefully nobody gets traded. That's big name. So. Not our year. Hopefully McCarthy can develop though. We'll see for sure. So what about you, Charlie? I didn't watch the second half, so maybe I don't think it got any better. It didn't look like it. So
no, it was probably even a little worse because in the first half we still had hope, but yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think I saw to start off the year, we had like a top five easiest schedule, and we've looked brutal. And like you said, our schedule gets very tough here as we got to play like the Lions and the Ravens and the Packers coming up too. So, yeah, I've heard the trade rumorville with Jordan Addison. I really don't want him gone. Um, I don't think we're going to get much for him. I mean, if we got like a couple of firsts for him, I'd take that, but I don't think you're going to find that value in the draft.
yeah, you probably definitely won't. Hopefully we can, like I just said earlier, just develop JJ McCarthy for the rest of this year, and hopefully he can do well, and then we can have our same team pretty much go forward. But we'll see for sure. So.
Agreed. Fantasy wise, Joel Alt came back for the Chargers, and it looked like it helped a lot. Herbert looked kind of back to his old self, which helped out the running game as well. Vidal looked very good. We saw Gadsden, the tight end, look great again for almost 3 weeks in a row here. I don't necessarily think that's going to be an every week thing. I think you will get spike weeks like this I mentioned in the waiver show, just because there are so many guys in that room. But on the Vikings side, you really didn't get much besides you might be okay with Jordan Addison's like 10 points, but besides that, you probably are unhappy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gadsden probably would have been my tight end start of the week if he played not on Thursday. Yeah, he looked really good. Obviously, then fortunately probably a few duds too for the Chargers that I had. Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston really didn't do much at all. Johnson didn't do anything, which is kind of crazy. So um, they put up 37 points, but does not mean the wealth is always spread and shared well, even with their big name guys. So that's just how fantasy football works. I mean, Herbert put up 26 points. Vidal had, I think, 20, and Gadsden also had about 20. So Johnson, on the other hand, had, I think, zero and or like really close to zero. And Keenan Allen, I think, only had 6 or 7. So that's
Six,
just how
seven.
fantasy football works. I'm like saying 6, 7, 6. Oh man, like Charlie was saying, the Vikings didn't do anything fantasy football wise. 6, 7, but here we go. Let's get into our starts of the week. All right.
You
Man,
want to go backwards again, or do you want to jump around to random ones, or what do you want to do?
let's jump around to random ones here this time. Okay,
All right.
how about let's start off. What's your wide receiver start of the week, Chuck?
Yeah, my wide receiver start of the week is Cortland Sutton. He has a great matchup this week against Dallas, who are dead last against wide receivers. I just love, honestly, anyone in this game, to be honest with you. Sutton's had a couple of bad weeks, so you can't always count on him to be productive. He had 1 week where he only scored 1 point and 1 week where he only scored two. I think this is going to be one of those weeks against that bad Dallas defense, where he's going to be putting up a crazy amount of points.
I agree. I have one of those players against that bad Dallas defense coming up later. But I do think that Sutton and Bo Nix still have that good chemistry together, honestly. And we saw it in the Giants game; he didn't do too bad. So he's had some good weeks, and I think that this will be one of them, like you were saying, Charlie. So
Yeah, not the deepest of wide receivers, but I don't know. I didn't love a lot of the deeper ones this week, so just start Sutton. Ryan, who is your wide receiver start of the week?
Yeah, my wide receiver start of the week, maybe not super deep either, but it's their number one guy over in Green Bay. I'm gonna go with Romeo Dobbs. First of all, he's had consistently around like 10 points, maybe a little bit more. He's a big touchdown machine, two touchdowns in one game. They play Sunday Night Football. And I think the biggest part on this, yes, the Steelers defense is usually pretty solid, but they've been letting up a lot of points to wide receiver ones. So far, Jalen Ramsey's old. Darius Slay is hurt usually, or he's old this time. I know it's in Pittsburgh. I look for it to be high scoring again. I feel like all these Steelers games kind of are high scoring, and Jamar Chase, obviously, that's a different thing, but he had 22 or 23 targets on Thursday night. Jefferson had over 100 yards against this Pittsburgh defense. Even Garrett Wilson performed well week one. So look for Romeo Dobbs to kind of do the same thing. He's only projected 10 fantasy points PPR wise. I think he's going to blow that in the water, to be honest. I think he's going to get upwards of 20 or so.
Would have to be one of our bets. You're that confident. Does it worry you at all that Christian Watson's coming back this week?
Yep, I was. I mean, I know they have all the receivers there, but I still think that Dobbs. I mean, he's their number one guy, and Jalen Ramsey is old.
Yeah. No,
So
I agree. I think he is their number one. Matthew Golden doesn't look like he's that guy quite yet, at least.
yeah. So I do think on Sunday Night Football, with all the targets Dobbs been getting, I mentioned the Steelers secondary and how they've been letting up. It's kind of crazy points just as a whole. I look for that to continue, and the Packers are a really good team too. So unfortunately, but I think they turn into 5-1-1 after this week. So
Yeah, I don't mind that one at all. Especially with bye weeks, you're going to need guys to start. All right, we're jumping all over the board.
hmm
Let's go with Ryan's big, old, shiny turd kicker start of the week.
Oh, I love it. We are going all over. All right. My big signing third kicker of the week is gonna be Eddie Pinheiro for some reason. But the San Fran kicker is my big old shiny turd kicker of the week. Um, Last week, I mean they played on Sunday Night Football, and or yeah, Sunday Night Football, and he had a field or two field goals and some touchdowns too, or some extra points as well. And the Texans defense, their red zone is pretty good. Mac Jones will get them in there again. McCaffrey will too, but then look for maybe to stall out. And I think Eddie Pinheiro, he's a solid kicker. Can't really go wrong with a lot of kickers here and there, but I know quite a few kickers are on bye this week. So Eddie Pinheiro might be one of those ones you're going to have to start. That's maybe in free agency. So you have to go pick them up. That's what I got for my shiny old turd kicker.
Shiny old turd. I like that one. Should be high scoring.
Yeah. So how about
Ryan,
you, Charlie? Who's your defense? There, go
my
ahead.
defense. All right, I'll give my defense. But I want to maybe give you a um, slight little project for the very end of the show. For our listeners, I want you to go ahead and rank, or not our listeners, for our league mates, just rank uh, the order of who you think is the best in our league. We'll just talk about it at the very end. So if you're not a part of our league, you don't have to listen till the end, but I want to hear some thoughts here. It doesn't have to be like detailed. I just want like quick rankings and we can talk about them.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
then I'll give my thoughts as well.
Yeah.
All right. Defense start of the week. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. There's a good chance they were available in your leagues because they've had a few tough matchups lately. They've been pretty solid though. They've had two or three top five finishes, and those were against the Dolphins, the Titans, and the Raiders. And lucky enough, they're going up against the Titans again. So I think they'll be in for a top five finish here. Again, last week they played the Chargers and week before that the Cardinals. So I think they were probably on your waiver wire. But I love this matchup against Tennessee. Again, they were the defense number five against them earlier this year, and that offense for Tennessee is bad.
Yeah, no, I like that defense start of the week there. They could maybe get a defensive touchdown or something against Cam Ward, which usually seems to happen. So that's a good one.
Agreed.
Um,
Where should we move now?
let's go into our QB starts of
Ooh,
the week. We're jumping around.
we're jumping around. All right, I'm going with one that's deeper. We talked about him last week in a streamable option. Now he gets to go up against the team that he played for forever. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, mainly because I think it's a revenge game. I think that he is just gonna try to throw for a lot of touchdowns. I think if they're down near the goal line, he's going to try to throw just because he wants to throw for touchdowns against his old Packer team. And the Packers aren't a bad matchup either. They're 20th ranked against quarterbacks. So that's basically it. I know there's a lot of teams on bye this week, so you might have to start Rodgers. I think he'll be in for a solid week. He's had two top eight finishes this year too, so he has spike weeks here and there
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, I know the Green Bay defense is pretty good as a whole, mainly more against the run than against the pass. And I know Rodgers loves to throw the ball. So, like you said, there's QBs that are on bye all over the board. So if you have like Jared Goff or something like that, maybe a good start this week could be Rodgers. So, and yeah, again, the Pittsburgh game probably be pretty high scoring Sunday night. So, and that means Rodgers will be throwing quite a bit, especially for touchdowns. So we'll
Agreed.
see.
Agreed. All right, Ryan, quarterback. Start of the week for you. Who is it?
My QB start of the week, kind of out of the blue, actually. Definitely a little bit deeper too. Jaden Daniels, he's out on Monday night against the Chiefs. So my start of the week actually is going to be Marcus Mariota. Um, the two games he fully played for when he subbed in for Jaden Daniels earlier this year. He put up, I think, 17 fantasy points and 20 fantasy points, or a little bit more. So he's has that good production. He's consistent on that. And I said, look for that to happen again against KC. I know they have Chris Jones, obviously, but the Chiefs defense, as we've seen kind of already this year, has been known to let up still like a decent amount of points, even though they win the games. Kansas City's kind of found their groove, and we'll figure that out with my running back. But Marcus Mariota also has that running ability. Debo Samuel's back. Terry McLaurin may be back. Zach Ertz is still there. So just look for Marcus Mariota to kind of, I mean, I had a Trevor Lawrence. That was my start of the week against KC a few weeks ago. And I think he ended up getting like 18 or 19 points. So, like, still decent production, not maybe that 25 plus that Herbert put up last night or some other QBs like Dak puts up like 23 consistently or something like that now. But I still would say Marcus Mariota, look for him to shoot over at least like 15, 16 fantasy points on Monday night. And he might even get more if he runs the ball in, which he's definitely capable of doing. So,
Yep. I don't mind that one at all. They're very tough against the runs. They're going to have to throw it to score
yeah.
points.
Yeah.
All right. Since you mentioned RBs, let's jump over to tight ends for Ryan. Who is yours? Tight end start of the week.
I love it. Switch it up, huh? That's great. My side of the week, we talked about the team they're going up against earlier with Charlie's wide receiver start of the week was Sutton. My tight end start is Evan Ingram. The Broncos tight end, first of all, their matchup against the Cowboys looks really tasteful. Interesting word, but it looks tasteful and it looks healthy, and it looks like you could definitely cook against them. Cowboys, this past defense as a whole, as we mentioned, is not that great. And then on the other side of things, Evan Ingram, like even against this other teams, he's put up close to 10 points consistently. He's getting those targets now. Finally, it took him a while for him and Bo Nix to figure it out. It also took Bo Nix a while last game to figure it out, as it was in the fourth quarter. They finally figured it out, but I still think that maybe they'll jump off to a hot start here, throw it to Evan Ingram as well as Sutton. And yeah, no, not every game could be high scoring, but that Dallas pass defense is not that good. But the Cowboys like Dak and them, they can score points too. So they're gonna have to probably be throwing it quite a bit, especially if they go down like they did against the Giants. And Evan Ingram is one of those targets that they'll be throwing to. So just matchup wise, that's my tight end. Uh, yeah, Charlie, since we mentioned QBs earlier, who was your tight end start of the week?
Well, that was a tasty tight end pick you had there, Ryan. Uh, I'm gonna go with a guy who gets to go up against a middle of the pack defense in New Orleans. Overall, they've been okay against tight ends. They're not great as a team. But they've had a lot of injuries. I'm going with Kate Otten. We saw Mike Evans unfortunately get ruled out for probably till the end of the fantasy season. At least he might be back for their playoff run. Um, but yeah, I think Kate Otten has been doing really well with these injuries. Last week saw 9 targets on 7 catches for 65 yards. He hasn't scored yet, but I think he's gonna get you right around 8 to 10 points. But if he gets into the end zone, you'd be very happy. But I don't think you'll be disappointed with starting him at tight end, just because he'll probably at least get you right around that 8 to 10 mark.
I like Kate Otten. They might find that end zone. Like you said, Mike Evans is hurt. So unfortunately, he came back probably too soon. And I saw him on Net Football Otten. I think he had over like 70 or 80 yards and he had 6 catches too. So Baker will like to throw to him, especially if Egbuka is getting double teamed or something. But
Yeah, and I should have been smarter about this, but I wanted to check Godwin's status. He is out as well, so that helps even more. No Godwin still. So yeah, two
and they
primary
play
available.
the Saints. So it's good.
Yep. All right, I think that leaves us with one spot left. Defensive end. No, I'm kidding. Running backs.
What you got? Who's your cornerback start of the week? No, who's your running back start of the week, Charlie? What do you have?
Yeah, we don't play in those IDP leagues, and I hope that you don't either, because those are wild. I'm going with one that's not that deep on this one, so I don't feel great about it, but I want to give you confidence with Lamar Jackson likely being back. I think that that only helps out Derrick Henry. They can't pile up on the box, put 8 guys in the box. Um, I think that he plays a lot better when Lamar is in there. Um, and Chicago is very bad against the run as well. So I expect Derrick Henry to start getting back to his old self from here on out, as long as Lamar's in there. I'll say that. And Chicago, I'm looking at the rankings here for their matchup. Sorry. I should have been a slightly more prepared, but I know they have a very good matchup. Oh, 28th against running backs, Chicago is. So I expect this one to be high scoring. I like a lot of guys in this one too, but put Derrick Henry out there, maybe even go trade for him.
Yeah, hopefully that confidence comes back for Derek, and he needs Lamar. Also, before like what was it before their bye week? Derrick Henry, I think he rushed over 100 yards, so he didn't get the touchdown, but he found his groove a little bit again with yardage wise, at least over 100. So I think that him and Lamar will get back and they'll click. And like you said, not a bad matchup for them either against the Bears. So I like it.
All right, Ryan, jumping over to you. Who is your RB start of the week?
My RB start of the week is gonna be kind of crazy. This is a deep pull here, but I'm going with Isaiah Pacheco, actually. Kansas City running back, few reasons. Kansas City's offense has found it. They're spreading the wealth a lot. They really know what they're doing out there. They have a lot of receivers. They're all back. Rasheed Rice is obviously back. Xavier Worthy's obviously back. They still have Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster and Travis Kelce. They have all of them getting bundled up. None of those are bad starts either. Honestly, maybe aside from Juju Smith-Schuster and potentially Hollywood Brown. But that means that the running game will open up a lot. And we've seen that with Pacheco. I know the last 2 weeks he had at least 12 carries and at least 51 yards both weeks. And he might not get anything out of the backfield. He had 1 touchdown. I think it was 3 weeks ago now. But look for him to find the end zone again, especially since they'll get down into the red zone against the Commanders. And I know Kareem Hunt's still there, so it's a little bit iffy. But I think Pacheco's found his groove. They have a lot more confidence in him now. It looks kind of like he was 2 years ago. But um, so it definitely could be a pull. But if you have like Gibbs out this week, or some of those other RBs that are on bye, uh, I'll probably in a deep league for sure, maybe go and start Pacheco. Or if you have like two or three flex spots, I think Pacheco could be a good start here. So, like I said, it's out of the blue. We have completely different running back levels here. Charlie, obviously, you're starting Derrick Henry no matter what. Isaiah Pacheco's a little bit farther down on the list, but I just want to put his name out there that I think he's kind of figured it out a little bit. So.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't give you one that was that deep. I'm just trying to give people confidence
No, and
in
you
him.
should.
But I actually am starting Pacheco in one of my leagues, because I had Hampton who got hurt, and then I also have Monty on bye. So I was like, well, that's really my only option. So, and I actually don't hate that one either. So.
Thank you. I thought you were gonna have some questions on that one. No, that's good. That's good.
Might have some start sit questions here. Um, I just got breaking news. Garrett Wilson is officially ruled out. Unfortunate. That Jets team is just brutal. Um, but since we're on the running back topic, I'm not gonna be dumb and jump over to someone else. Would you rather start Isaiah Pacheco or Rico Dowdle against Buffalo?
I'm gonna probably still stay with Rico Dowdle on this one.
I
I
might
struggle.
actually go Pacheco there.
Yeah, Buffalo's defense set up a lot of yards. Uh,
But that's
wise,
a
well,
kind
actually,
of a
Stevenson.
oh, go ahead.
I know Stevenson didn't do amazing before their bye, but I know Chuba Hubbard's back too. Saw that last week. Chuba kind of, and I'm gonna go with Rico Dowdle. Yeah, I'll go Rico Dowdle. Just gonna stick with my gut here. I think he's
Rico
gonna have a
over
bounce back game.
Stevenson, you're saying?
No, Rico over. I'll do Stevenson over both, and Rico over Pacheco.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd go Pacheco, Dowdle, and then Stevenson. Well, I don't like the fact that Chuba's getting like exactly 50% of the workload. I don't like either of those guys. And we talked about it after his couple of blow up games. I'm like, Chuba's gonna come back. I'm not gonna like either of these running backs going forward.
You did say that. True.
All right. And then one other flex question here that we got submitted from our website. Would you rather start? Oh, that one actually, one of those guys already played, so we can't do that one. Um, would you rather start Stephon Diggs against Cleveland or Michael Pittman against Tennessee?
I might go with Michael Pittman on this one, actually.
I feel like that's probably the right call.
This
Uh,
def this matchup wise. So
but I mean, yeah, you never know. Maybe they could be up by a ton, and then Jonathan Taylor gets a couple touchdowns. That's a
like
tough one. That's a tough
like
one. I'd probably lean the Pittman side as well, though.
yeah.
All right, our bets here, Ryan. I actually went back and calculated out the exact number because we started in week two. Um, After this week, because you went 2-1 against me, AJ Brown did get 18 and a half.
Yeah,
Um,
he did.
George Pickens was barely outside of the top 24, which is unfortunate. I still think he looked good. And then I said Herbert and you said Caleb, and Herbert had a great week last week, and Caleb didn't do too much. So 2-1 overall record on the
Yeah.
season. I am up 13-8 so far on you.
Comeback season. Still in order. Yeah,
Mm.
Caleb did not do super well last week, but they didn't need him to. And Herbert, two great performances since we last talked. So
Yep, I agree.
something.
Um, jumping over to the bets, I think you did two last week, and
Yep.
I only did one, so I'll do two this week. Do you think that Romeo Dobbs, just because he's your start of the week, do you think that Him or this is tough. Should I do over under or just do you think I'll do over under? Over under 10 and a half fantasy points.
PPR.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say over.
Yeah, he said he was gonna blow it out of the water. Um, if it was half, I would say no, but since it's full, I'm gonna say yes. Unless you want to say half, you think you'd go over, then we could take that.
No. Oh man. What about actually?
You said he'd blow
I'm
it out
gonna
of
do
the water this week.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, under 10.5, half. All right, what you got, Ryan?
Ooh, let's see here. Oh, you got a good one. I don't know. All right, let's go. Do you think that uh let's see, Ramondre Stevenson or uh actually Chuck, come back. Do you have a second one pulled up? Sorry. I didn't have one fully. Actually
Yeah, let me, wait, what?
I just have a touchdown one. Sorry, it's nice and basic here. Do you think Derrick Henry finds the end zone?
Uh, yes.
He hasn't in a while. So it's been a long time since he found the end zone. Was it
Are you
maybe the
saying no?
Lions on it? Was that week two? You think he finds the end zone twice?
Not twice, no. You can make a different one. We can, yeah, make a different one because I think he found the end zone 2 weeks ago against Houston, but he didn't have a great game. He just snuck in there.
Oh,
Um,
that's right.
I'm gonna go since you're going touchdown, we went over under. Let's just go to the tight end position here. Um, who do you think has a better finish? George Kittle or Jake Ferguson this week?
Yeah, George Kittle wasn't used much last week, really at all. Texans defense is still pretty solid. I'm gonna go with Jake Ferguson. I
Good,
know.
good. I'm taking my man.
You're going to Kittle? Let's go.
All right, Kittle over Ferg. I have both. Those are my only two tight ends I have in like all five of my leagues. Because I drafted Kill in like everyone but one, but the one I didn't, I had Ferguson, which I have in a couple leagues.
Yeah. Okay. I know there's some issues with the Steelers tight ends for sure out there, with a lot of them being used, and maybe 3 times. Do you think I think that 2 out of 3 of them will score a touchdown again this week? Be you or no?
On the Steelers, tight
Mm-hmm.
ends.
Tight ends. I'm not gonna list which two. Gonna be any of them?
I'm gonna say
Or do you
no.
need me to list the two?
Well, I know it's
You say
Darnell
no. All right. You
Washington.
said
No, you don't have to list them.
well, I know
Uh,
obviously Darnell Washington, Jonnu Smith, and Freiermuth are the ones, but I don't know which of those two will score a touchdown. But I do believe 2 of them will score a touchdown. And I know maybe advice wise, I would probably, if you had to start one of them, Jonnu Smith could be a good one. And Freiermuth probably after that. Darnell Washington could still get in there though and do the 6-7 celebration again. But I would I'm gonna say 2 out of those 3 will do well and or will score a touchdown and Rodgers, like you were mentioning earlier, that's your start of the week and that's the reason why. But you don't think 2 out of 3 of them will score.
no, man,
All right.
I got faith in those wide receivers. You know, DK's gonna catch one this week, so I'm gonna say no.
Wouldn't mind that either. But
All right, all right. I think that does it, Brian. I know I gave you a small project. I don't know if you've looked at all. Even if you don't have the full list, I do want to hear who you think are some of the top teams in our main fantasy league here together are.
Battle. Battle's team is probably uh the best one, in my opinion. I'll have to do a little bit more of a deep dive, but I will say just off the top of my head, having JT and Saquon on your team is kind of otherworldly, especially this year. And he is doing well. I think anybody that really just plays my team. Honestly, it is the best team in the league in our main one because wow, have I been getting smoked like crazy. I am not going to win the fourth championship in a row. I am not probably going to even make the playoffs this year, but I think I've lost by 80 plus points since I beat you both the last 2 weeks. And then, of course, last night, I think, who am I playing? It's either Benji or Matt. I think it's Matt. And he ended up having Gladstone and it might have been, I think it was Vidal. So already down by, or it might have been Herbert. Either way, already down by about 50 points and looking for another loss by 80 plus points this week. So there you go. But I think Dowdle has the best team in the league.
All right, all right. That's interesting. I'll give my thoughts here. It's tough when your team only put up like 70 something and then 60 something the week before. Lowest score back-to-back weeks. But yeah, you've had
Uh,
the little bit of an injury bug here. I'm gonna say Donald does have a top three team, I'd say, but Saquon's been bad this year. He's the RB 14, and his wide receivers are kind of weak. So I'm gonna say that I think the best team is Benji's team. I know he's further down there, but he's top in points so far. He's just had some tougher matchups, but he's got Jamar, Rashi Rice. He's the one that has Lad McConkey and Gadsden. And then he's also got Judkins, Javante, and Josh Allen. So I think he's by far the best team. That's just my
I'm losing.
opinion.
So don't worry. I'm losing. Yeah, Gadsden and McConkey is who it was. Gosh, yeah. It's not looking good.
Yeah, he put up 170 on me last week, even though I scored 150 or right around there. So lost, unfortunately. After that, I'd probably sneak in. I'll go with Dowdle's team, but I think he's getting lucky. His points against is like dead last in the league, so like teams aren't doing anything against him. And then quickly, I think Nader's got a solid team. He's got Igbuka and Puka, so it's really good to have those two. And then I'm gonna put
Yeah,
myself right there too.
that's fair.
I'm middle of the pack for points, but I got CMC and Jacobs, so that's a good combo. And then surprisingly, I think Frank and Austin Potter are up there as well.
My team is last.
It's down there. I
Oh,
think you, Matt, and Bennett honestly might have some bottom teams.
yeah, we do. Unfortunately. I do agree though. I mean, CMC and Jacobs for you are great. So um that yeah, I it's not my year. It'll be fun to watch you guys, see how you guys do in the playoffs. So see who wins. So
I need to
maybe
make it there. I will give you your flowers. You have won the championship the last 3 years here, but sometimes it's just not your year. I do want to, one last comment was Miller's team going into the year. I thought by far he had the best team. He just got the injury bug. He had
hmm
Malik Neighbors, he had Tyreek Hill, Bijan, um, and he also had Trey McBride. So I thought his team was so good, but he just got the injury bug, and that's why I think I'd
yeah.
put Benji's team at the top.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do don't give up. Don't give up on your team. So don't do that. If you're 2-5 or whatever it is, just don't give up on your team and you never know what could happen. So
Agreed, and get that median scoring.
that's right. With that median scoring. So and listen to our starts. We got some good starts out here, some deep pulls, some good pulls, and some top pulls that we have this week. Some tasty starts, some non-position starts, and every type of start, far and few between. And obviously, come to us with questions. We got your answers, unless they're regarding Thursday night football, but Charlie can still manage those. If you have any of those, go forward. Vikings also don't give up on them, even though we have. So that's our little snip right here on a good old Friday, 36 degrees out, sunny. But you know, we got football going on, got weddings going on, we got sports going on. So Charlie and I just won our softball league type of thing on Tuesday night in the cold and the rain. And there we go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what we
brutal.
got, Chuck.
And Ryan, we only got like a
Other
month
inputs,
till Seattle.
basketball and Seattle. Yeah. Hopefully the Vikings could be above 500 at that point. We know for sure Seattle will be, and we know that Sam Darnold is looking fantastic. So
Agreed, agreed.
there we go.
All right. Appreciate everyone listening. Like and subscribe. Send us your questions.
That's right. Thank you,
All
Chuck.
right.
Enjoy
Yep. See
yourself.
you,
Have a good
Ryan.
weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.